Tariff truth bombs. Are trade wars really worth it? Are tariffs a simple solution to complex economic problems? Or are they a dangerous game with consequences we don't fully understand? Today, we're diving deep into the world of tariffs, separating fact from fiction and exploring the real-world impact of these trade tools. Tariffs are often presented as a straightforward way to protect domestic industries and boost the economy. But the reality is far more nuanced. They're a complex mechanism with the potential to impact everything, from consumer prices to international relations. We'll explore the hidden costs and unintended consequences of tariffs, providing you with a clear understanding of their true nature. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Tariffs are taxes, plain and simple. They're not paid by foreign countries in some abstract way. They're paid by American businesses importing goods. These businesses in turn pass those costs on to consumers in the form of higher prices. This means that every time a tariff is imposed, you, the consumer, are likely paying more for everyday goods. That's a common misconception. While the initial payment is made by the importing firm at U.S. Customs, those costs are almost always passed on to American consumers in the form of higher prices. Businesses need to maintain their profit margins. If they can't pass on the cost, it's absorbed by shareholders through lower profits, or potentially by labor through wage stagnation or even layoffs. The idea of replacing income tax with tariffs might sound appealing at first glance. Imagine a world without income tax, funded entirely by taxes on imported goods. However, the math simply doesn't work. The government collects roughly $2.5 trillion from income tax annually. The U.S. imports around $3 trillion worth of goods. To replace the income tax with tariffs, we'd need to tax imports at an astronomical rate, around 85%. But that would drastically reduce imports, defeating the purpose. Plus, tariffs are a regressive tax. They disproportionately hurt the poor and middle class who rely more heavily on imported goods like clothing, electronics, and household essentials. This means that the very people who can least afford it would be hit the hardest. Many believe that tariffs can bring back manufacturing jobs to the United States. It's a nostalgic idea, but it's not realistic. Manufacturing has declined from 40% to just 7% of U.S. employment since 1950. And the biggest driver of that decline isn't trade, it's automation. Robotics and AI will continue to decimate the remaining manufacturing jobs in the coming decades. Tariffs won't reverse that trend. Instead of focusing on bringing back the past, we need to invest in education and training programs that prepare workers for the jobs of the future. The argument that tariffs level the playing field with foreign companies is often used to justify their implementation. However, higher taxes in the U.S. don't level the playing field with places where taxes are higher. They just make our playing field more expensive by reducing competition and consumer options. They are anti-free market, anti-capitalist. Tariffs actually tilt the playing field against U.S. consumers. They limit choices, increase prices, and ultimately harm the overall economy. A truly level playing field is one where businesses compete fairly based on innovation, efficiency, and quality, not artificial barriers imposed by governments. It's a common misconception that foreign companies are getting away with not paying taxes on their exports to the U.S. That's not accurate. States add a sales tax to foreign sales in the USA. This ensures that foreign companies contribute to the U.S. economy through consumption taxes, just like domestic businesses. The idea that tariffs will force Americans to buy more from U.S. companies, thereby boosting the economy, is a simplistic view of a complex issue. Yes, Americans will have fewer choices because the government reduced competition and consumer options. This will drive up prices, especially when U.S. firms realize they have more pricing power due to the government's manipulation of the market. While supporting domestic businesses is important, it shouldn't come at the expense of consumer choice and affordability. A healthy economy thrives on competition, innovation, and access to a wide range of goods and services. A trade deficit is often portrayed as a sign of economic weakness, with the implication that we're being ripped off by other countries. No, it's a trade. We're getting lower-priced goods, higher profit margins, and foreign countries get our income and investment. A trade deficit simply means that a country is importing more goods and services than it is exporting. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It can indicate a strong domestic demand and a healthy economy. Focusing solely on reducing the trade deficit can lead to protectionist policies that harm consumers and stifle economic growth. Tariffs can have a ripple effect throughout the economy, impacting various sectors and industries. They can disrupt supply chains, increase production costs, and lead to retaliatory tariffs from other countries. This can result in trade wars which harm businesses, consumers, and the global economy as a whole. It's crucial to consider the broader economic impact of tariffs before implementing them. A thorough analysis of the potential costs and benefits is essential to ensure that these trade tools are used responsibly and effectively. Tariffs are not just economic tools. They're also political instruments that can be used to exert pressure on other countries. However, using tariffs as a weapon can backfire, leading to strained relationships and retaliatory measures. Trade is often a vital component of diplomacy, fostering cooperation and understanding between nations. Disrupting trade flows through tariffs can undermine these relationships and create instability in the global arena. A more nuanced approach to trade policy, one that prioritizes cooperation and mutual benefit, is essential for maintaining peace and prosperity. Small businesses are particularly vulnerable to the effects of tariffs. They often lack the resources and expertise to navigate the complex world of trade regulations and absorb the increased costs associated with tariffs. This can put them at a significant disadvantage compared to larger corporations. Governments should provide support and guidance to small businesses to help them adapt to changing trade conditions. This can include offering training programs, providing access to financing, and simplifying trade regulations. The global trade landscape is constantly evolving, driven by technological advancements, changing consumer preferences, and geopolitical shifts. Tariffs are just one piece of the puzzle. To thrive in this dynamic environment, businesses and policymakers need to be adaptable, innovative, and forward-thinking. Investing in education, infrastructure, and research and development is crucial for building a competitive economy that can succeed in the global marketplace. Embracing free trade and fostering international cooperation are essential for promoting sustainable economic growth and prosperity. So, are tariffs a magic bullet for our economy? As we've seen, the reality is far more complex. They're a tool with potential consequences that need to be carefully considered. Tariffs are a complex and often misunderstood economic tool. They can have a significant impact on consumers, businesses, and the global economy. It's crucial to understand the true nature of tariffs and their potential consequences before supporting their implementation. By making informed decisions about trade policy, we can create a more prosperous and equitable future for all. What do you think about tariffs? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more in-depth economic analysis. Share this video with your friends and family to help them understand the complexities of tariffs and their impact on our economy.